Yeah, I'm sure this won't be a controversial video. Happy belated St. Patrick's Day, by the way. It's actually still St. Patrick's Day as I record this, and I figured, hey, this would be a fun video to make. Why don't we just do it and, maybe, potentially make some people angry? I don't know. This is going to be a very subjective tier list, ranking every single character in Deadlock based on how cool I think they are. What does cool mean exactly? Well, how cool do they look? How cool is their personality? And how cool are the things that you can do with the character? Let me know which characters you think are the most and least cool in Deadlock in the comments section down below, and let's get things started with Abrams, who is a pretty solid start to the list. He's a big blue guy, and he is really fun to just charge in with and deal a ton of damage to somebody. I think he's a very solid character overall, and so we're going to start things strong by putting him in the A tier. Apollo is kind of a snobby elite kid, or at least that's what a lot of people seem to think he is, at least based on their conversations with him. They take him at face value as someone who's kind of just, I don't know, a little bit of a prick, but in reality, he's still kind of a rich snob, and he's also a little naive. I just don't think personality-wise he's all that special, but at the very least, he is also someone who has some reasonably cool abilities, but again, nothing too flashy. So I think we'll put him probably in the C tier. Oh, it's Bebop. Oh, we're gonna need a drink for that one. This is a character I have a huge love-hate relationship with. Bebop is so cool. I love his backstory, I love his visuals, and more than anything, I love his voice. It's amazing. And also, his abilities have a lot of cool ways that you can combo them together, and visually, the Hyper Beam is also just a lot of fun. But then on the flip side, oh gosh, you get hooked from a million miles away, and it's the most frustrating thing you've ever had to play against, especially when Bebop is playing around his Mo and Krill, or anyone else with a bunch of crowd control. So, Bebop, because of his love-hate relationship, I think deserves to go in the balanced B for Bebop tier, because there's a lot that's cool about him, but then on the flip side, he is kind of a war criminal. Billy is a melee character similar to Abrams, and he is very fun to play if you enjoy a good bit of burger boxing, just going in and beating the crap out of someone without a care in the world as to whether you actually get parried. All of that's well and good. And aesthetically, I like his style. It's pretty unique. But he is also kind of an asshole, and not the fun type either. He's not like Jacob Lash. He's genuinely mean and spiteful to characters even as innocent and pure as Ivy, which that's not gonna fly with me, man. So there's a lot that's cool about Billy, but I think I'm gonna put him in the B tier rather than in the A tier just because of his condescending and rude personality. Calico has a cat. I like kitties. I want to pet the little kitty. Also, she's fun to play. I like doing burst combos with her, and she's very fun to traverse the map with too. Solid A tier character. Celeste is another kind of mixed bag for me because she has some of the most fun mobility in the entire game, which makes her really fun to play as, a little annoying to play against, but then when it comes to her visuals and her personality, I'm on the fence. I mean, some things about her I just find to be a little annoying, but at the same time, certain things like her horn glowing based on the amount of damage amps that she has is really cool. But then you get to her ultimate, which forces you to just spread out and social distance and quarantine yourself, and after 2020, man, I just don't want to do that anymore, and yeah, that definitely hampers my enjoyment of Celeste, but I can't bring myself to put her in C tier because of that, so we're just gonna populate the B tier here today. Valve decided to add Germa to this game, cosplaying as a bellboy that fires giant baseballs at you and also has a portal gun. I mean, if that's not S-tier material, I don't know what is. Drifter is voiced by Jesse Cole, plays a lot of D&D, Cassidy McCree. That alone is like A-tier material, and he also has a bunch of spin-off voice actor wannabes in the Deadlock community that are a lot of fun to play with, so extra points for that. And sometimes it does just feel fun to run around being a murder hobo blinding people, although that blind is also really annoying, and that's going to prevent him going into the S tier, but still a pretty cool character. And Dynamo is voiced by the Sniper from TF2, as well as the generic NPCs from Half-Life 2. That is freaking awesome. He has a wonderful personality, a very vibrant and cool visual design, and on top of that, when you hit the singularity, the one that just scoops up the entire team and then they all die, oh, that is the best feeling in the world. Dynamo is an easy S tier. Graves has a really fun design, and she's also the first necromancer that we've had in a hero shooter like Deadlock, and I think she's been executed pretty darn well. The only thing that would make her cooler is to have a Path of Exile mod for her that turns her into a witch with a convoking wand in her hand, and it turns the skulls into raging spirits, the zombies into, well, you know, the zombies. And then I guess the Abyss can kind of stay as is, because it already looks like it came straight out of Path of Exile 2. Yeah, she's pretty nice. I'm gonna put her into the A tier. Now, Grey Talon is kind of in an unfair position because he's still using his Neon Prime model, and Neon Prime kinda looks ugly. It doesn't fit into this aesthetic at all, and honestly, Deadlock's aesthetic is way better than Neon Prime. So, yeah, he kinda just gets shafted here. I can't rate him very high at all because of that. And it also doesn't really help that he's, I don't know, I mean, he's stoic, and I guess he's technically a badass or whatever, but I don't know, I just find myself not really caring about Grey Talon. He's going to be our first D tier. Now, Haze is meant to be your generic run-and-gun FPS character for Deadlock, and she has some cool flashy things with her ultimate and whatnot, and I have grown to respect her personality more after hearing her conversations with Rem, so that's all pretty nice, but at the end of the day, she still is kind of just John hero shooter, and I also find it really annoying to play against her invisibility. So she's definitely not a bad character, but I can't put her any higher than B tier. Now, Holliday is an interesting case. She's from the Midwest, which is also where I herald from, and I want to like her a lot for that, and I do like her visual design as well, although her pistol definitely needs some work. But her gameplay just isn't all that for me. I find it to be far too janky, her barrels are way too complex, and her jump pad is very buggy with its positioning, so that makes me not really enjoy her. And also, the more conversations I've heard of hers, especially those involving the new characters in the game, I find her to be a little abrasive, so I think I'm gonna have to put her next to Apollo in C tier. Have you seen this man? Have you seen this man? S tier. Now, Ivy is pretty amazing. She's a very unique visual design, and she has the cutest little puppy dog face ever, and she also has very fun abilities to use. It's very enjoyable to just fly around the map and drop a bunch of bombs and cause some mayhem. And she also has a wonderful voice actress to boot. She is incredibly well designed overall, just across every single aspect of her kit, so we're also going to put her in S tier. Kelvin is well overdue for a visual overhaul. His face has always looked kind of weird next to every other character because it's just kind of painted on in a weird way. I don't know what's going on there. And on top of that, his abilities kind of suck to play against. It's really unfun to get slowed by him into the entire onslaught of enemies chasing you down, and furthermore, getting trapped by his dome just sucks. Sure, it's fine enough to have him on your team, but even still, at that point, I'd rather have a Ram or some other support. But worst of all, this guy is a ginger. I mean, he's got like this giant orange beard. I mean, who would ever try to pull that off and think that looks good? I mean, it's just, I don't know, that is like the worst thing in the world for Kelvin. So I think we're gonna have to put him in the C tier. Now, Lady Geist is a lot of fun to play. She does more damage than most characters in the cast, and she's also pretty tanky to boot. She gets a lot of sustain if you build her right, and her ultimate is basically a no-you. That makes her impossible to 1v1 because as soon as she gets low, she's just gonna steal all your health right back. So yeah, that is a lot of fun to play, and I do like her visual design a lot too. There's a reason that she's kind of on the face of Deadlock when you go to queue for a match, and I think all of that puts her into the A tier. She still doesn't have the same panache that some of the S tier characters have, but she's a great design overall. Now, do I really need to say anything? Do I need to explain? Do I... Come on, you should know where this guy goes. What's that? You don't think S tier is good enough for him? You know what? I agree. Let's give Lash his own tier. McGinnis is this game's engineering character, and by golly, she does a great job of it. Her abilities are fun to use if you like to place down a bunch of turrets, trap the enemies, and hold your ground, and she's got a very fun gun to use too. Visually, she looks fantastic, and her personality is, it's interesting. She's got a little bit of the whole ego thing that Lash has as well, but in a different type of way, and I, for one, kind of ship them, especially after seeing their conversations together. So, you know what? McGinnis goes in the A tier. Now, if I had to say any character in this game is a visual masterclass, I would point to Mina. She is incredibly well designed from a visual standpoint. She's also kind of a brat, and I really hate playing both as her and against her, though, which is kind of rough for her. It really degrades my overall opinion of her. If we were just going off visuals, she would be an S tier easily. But I'm biased, so I'm gonna drop her to A tier. Now, if you saw my recent video about Mirage, then you already know he's not gonna place too high on this list, but credit where it's due, he is visually very well designed, and I especially love the little spinny thing he does with his with his dash. That is a nice bit of flair. And also the whole thing with wanting to buy Wyoming, that is a really unique plot line. And yeah, I also love when he screams, "For the Jinn! Tornado!" That's really funny. So yeah, that does save him from the D tier. I mean, his gameplay is just so boring. I'm sorry, I don't really like his gameplay, but I do like his personality overall, so that is going to put him up in the C tier rather than being in the D tier. Now, Mo and Krill is a really fun character design when you're just looking at their overall personality and visuals. They probably need a model update, but the whole vibe of having a smarter character piloting a brawnier character and the two of them working together in lockstep to get things done, yeah, that is just really cool. I love that type of dynamic, and it also plays well with Mo and Krill's gameplay design, being someone who needs to combo with his team in order to lock down a kill on the enemies. All of that is brilliant. But on the flip side, getting comboed is not fun to play against. Oh, Mo and Krill, why would you do this? I think as well, the fact that the model is a little dated and kind of a little strange is going to put Mo and Krill in the B tier, but they have potential to be in the A tier once they get shaped up a little bit. Now, Paige is a very nice support to have on your team. She protects you with barriers, her abilities are visually stunning, the sword looks great, the horses are fun, but best of all, she's a ginger. Have you seen her beautiful red, flowing, luscious locks of hair? Yeah, that's awesome. I love Paige. Instant A tier. Now, Paradox is another character who I think is visually stunning. I absolutely love her design, and her voice is simply top-notch too. I mean, really well executed by the art team here. And her gameplay is pretty fun too. Hitting a good swap feels nice. The combo with the wall is superb. Her bombs are super fun to use. And when you play a carbine build and you smack someone and watch their health just evaporate, yeah, that is a great feeling too. And really the visuals are doing a lot of carrying here, but I think I am going to put her into the S tier. Now, Pocket is quite an interesting character. I absolutely love their abilities. They are one of my favorite characters to play outside of my main three, and I just love their high mobility, high burst playstyle, and hitting a big affliction feels awesome. Visually, there's not too much going on, and they've kind of got the mumbo-jumbo hair going on from the back, which is a little strange, but it plays into their identity as someone who is, well, trying to keep their identity hidden. And they also have a lot of unique interactions with characters like Mina, so, I think there's a lot of good lore there. I think they're a great candidate for a solid A-tier hero. Now, Rem has got to be one of the most unique characters we've seen in the entire game. His visual design is stunning, his voice acting is amazing, and I love all the conversations that everyone has with this character. They're so full of personality and flavor. It is amazing. And on top of that, he's quite a fun support to play, and the whole dynamic of being able to traverse through the vents and gain access to secret parts of the map, it's such a cool and unique thing. So Rem is going to join all the other wonderful heroes in the S tier. Now, I'm going to show a lot of bias by putting 7 into the S tier here, but just let me explain. First of all, his visual design is very distinct, and he also has such a unique role in the Deadlock universe because, well, he kind of acts like the main villain, and yeah, he does a really good job at it. And he's got such a unique take on a villain personality too, because he's weirdly respectful and cordial in a lot of his conversations. And when he does insult someone, they're very creative. And, well, he just speaks in a manner as though he's trying to show everyone that he's better than them, which is just a really fun thing to see. And it's just super creative overall. And he is just really fun to play, in my opinion. He satisfies the power fantasy of doing a ton of damage to everyone all at once really, really well. He really scratches that Warframe itch inside me, because I played, well, a lot of Warframe in my time. I kind of ended up getting bored of the game and quitting, but then I can come on over here to Deadlock and just play a Warframe character in a PvP game. It is awesome. So, yeah, I really like 7. I think he's cool, and I'm putting him in the S tier. Now, conceptually, Shiv could be a really cool character. He's kinda tanky, he's got some daggers that he can stab people with, he's got an execute, and he's meant to be a gritty, grungy assassin, get it done type of character, but with his own flair and panache. But then you look at his dorky ice cream swirl haircut, and his weird monkey mutton chops that he's got going on his face, and his just kind of strange voice, and he gives me the creeps. And then his gameplay is just bleh. He's been a thorn in the game's side for a long time now regarding his balance, and he just got a rework, and that rework is also kind of it's like, just put him in the C tier and be done with it. Now, Silver is a werewolf shapeshifter, and that alone is really cool. And she's got a kind of drunk train wreck ant vibe going on, which definitely fits into Deadlock. I like that a lot, even if it's not really personally my favorite style of character. I can still recognize it is very well executed. And yeah, her whole gameplay loop is pretty nice, although it is a little clunky at times, and she definitely shows that she's not quite finished yet with some of her animations, and so I don't think I'll be putting her in the S tier, but I'll still put her in the A tier as a pretty good character design. Now, I am the president of Sinclair's Hate Club. I really, really dislike playing against this character, and well, I never play him either, because I just don't like playing him. I find his gameplay to be utterly abrasive, and I think he has the worst gameplay design in the entire game. That being said, I have grown to appreciate his overall character design and personality. He's 2 distinct people trapped inside of a magician mannequin, right? He's this husband and this wife who have been trapped together for eternity ever since they did some sort of spell magic doohickey thing. And they're trying to summon the patrons so that they can be free of this everlasting bond. And that's a really cool idea for a character. character. And their voice lines are pretty cool too, and something I learned recently is that if you die enough times while playing Sinclair, a voice line will play where Savannah kicks Henry out of the driver's seat and says, "I'm gonna take over. Let me show you how it's done. I'm the safe person here. I'm gonna stop getting us killed," which is such a cool little thing. I really appreciate that. Sinclair definitely needs some work. His mustache is really pixelated on his model. He needs a visual update, but the stiffness of the mannequin plays into the whole idea of the character, and that aesthetic is really, really cool. And I think once they polish him up, he's going to be a great character, at least from that standpoint. I still despise his gameplay, but that's actually enough for me to put him into the B tier. Even if it wasn't St. Patrick's Day, I'd still be putting Venator in the S tier because his whole vibe of being this badass Catholic priest who's got his flaws, but he's also here to purge all of the evil from New York City, that is such a cool trope that this game definitely needed. And his gunplay is just so smooth. He feels amazing to play, and melee Venator as well, slamming someone into the wall and then stabbing them through the heart with a stake and watching all their health just disappear. Yeah, that is really, really cool. And when you delete someone with his crossbow, it feels amazing as well. So Venator is a great S tier character. Victor is another phenomenal character design with quite a nice story. He's this sort of Frankenstein monster who is constantly in pain, and he's just trying to find some answers about his very existence. He just has a very good character design, and then his gameplay backs this up. The power fantasy of just not being able to die, especially when you've got a rejuvenator as well, and just going in and being this unrelenting force. Yeah, when it works, it works. When it doesn't work, yeah, you kind of feel a little useless, like a giant punching bag that can't get anything done, but that's just a skill issue at the end of the day. Just get better at Victor. So, yeah, I think overall, we're going to put Vic into the A tier. Now, Vindicta is a character that I feel a very unique way about, because I don't like playing her, not even remotely. But I'm so glad that she exists, because she proves that this game will never ever have a true sniper character. She is the definitive sniper archetype in this game. She flies from a distance and tries to take people out without them even knowing about it, as the sniper bullet just whizzes through their brain like a ghost. But it's tied to her ultimate, and there's no way for her to one-shot you unless you're already below 50% HP in the first place. Deadlock has solved the problem of snipers being really freaking annoying to play against in every other hero shooter, whether it's Paladins, Overwatch, or Marvel Rivals with their one-shots at long range and all that random BS, by just simply not choosing to add it to their game. Vindicta is the closest we're ever going to get to a sniper, at least I would assume so. And yeah, she is the most fair sniper that I've ever had the pleasure of playing against. And so, while I'm never going to play her of my own free will because I do not enjoy snipers, I'm glad that she offers something for the sniper players, while also being very well balanced as far as snipers are concerned, and not having any of the annoying tropes that other snipers that just one-shot you from a mile away because they hit a lucky headshot have. That whole gameplay loop just sucks. Visually, yeah, she's pretty good, I guess. I like her voice, I like her vibes, she's pretty cool. And so, because I'm very grateful to Valve for adding a sniper in this fashion to Deadlock, I'm gonna give her the A tier treatment. Alright, let me just yeah, there we go. That should work. Oh, Vyper. Oh boy. Alright. This is by far the ugliest character in the entire game, and I say that knowing full well that Pencilhead is coming up very soon. She has some clipping issues, she has the most bland, ugly model, and I really dislike that. And also, I find her gameplay loop to be completely uncompelling. The sliding and stuff is cool when it works, but there's so much crowd control in this game that getting a continuous slide is very difficult against the wrong team comp. And, yeah, I also just don't really care for her abilities. The Venom is cool in the early game, but by the late game, unless you're really building for a lot of spirit, it kind of feels useless. The daggers are just totally uncompelling, and then the ultimate, yeah, it has a satisfying thud and all, but the fact that you can't damage them while they're petrified just really sucks, so I don't like that. Her one saving grace is her personality and her voice acting. Her voice actress did an absolutely phenomenal job. Full credit to her. That was an amazing performance. And yeah, she is quite the unique character. She's got a lot of stories to tell. She's even more of a train wreck than Silver is. I don't really respect her, though, but that's kind of the point. She's kind of just a bad criminal at the end of the day. And so, you know, her voice acting is amazing, but I don't want Great Talon to be lonely in D tier either, and it's my tier list, so what I say goes. Down into D tier for Vyper. Alright, Warden, what's up with you? He's a cop. That's dangerous in today's political climate, I guess. But this isn't about politics, it's about Deadlock. And he pulls off a very good mystical New York City cop vibe. I actually really like what they did with Warden in regards to that. Now, he doesn't have too much personality. He's kind of one-dimensional. He's just this I need to save the city type of guy. And so it is a little bland, but I mean, what do you expect from some kind of New York City mystical cop guardsman dude? I mean, yeah, that's about par for the course. And his abilities definitely are thematically consistent. They get the job done. The cage is a little sketchy, but his ult makes up for it. It is pretty fun to use. Overall, yeah, he's alright. I'll put him in B tier. Wraith is another character that I really like, especially after her visual rework that really just boosted her visual fidelity. She looks amazing. I like her personality, and I like her interactions with a lot of the characters in the game. She's quite a colorful character in that regard, and her unique gambling situation that they've given her with her cards now is, I guess, a nice touch that complements her personality at the end of the day. I was on the fence about the whole random card vibe, but it seems to have played out okay. And yeah, also the telekinesis thing too. I mean, that is just really cool. And I'm a sucker for the color purple too, by the way. I like her color palette. So, do we put her in S tier or do we put her in A tier? This is a character that kind of is sitting on the fence, on the border of those two, in my head. You know what? She's got the same hat as Infernus. Let's put her in S tier. And finally, we end off on kind of a dud. I mean, it's Yamato. She really has the same problem as Great Talon. She's got the same pitfall. She's just using the Neon Prime model. And it wasn't even a good Neon Prime model. They totally messed up her head. It looks atrocious. Like, what is going on with that? That's so bad. Ugh. I'm sure once she gets her new model, she's gonna soar right up to probably like B tier, maybe even A tier. But for now, I'm sorry, Yamato. It's just, this is the way it is, okay? Neon Prime wasn't good. Deadlock is good. You don't belong here. Please get a new model, and then we'll talk. Well, that was a fun video to record. I can't wait to read the comments on this. Let me know what you think about my opinions in the comment section down below. Of course, try to keep things respectful down there. Don't take this too seriously. I'm tipsy. Like, you're really gonna get that angry at this guy, huh? No, you're not. You just look like a bigger idiot than I am. Come on, don't do that. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, of course, make sure to drop a like and subscribe down below so you don't miss out on future videos from me. And also, I have a memberships program. If you want to support this content and get something back for it, I would really appreciate it if you would check that out. But with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace out.